Good morning, everybody. This is the second part in our financial literacy piece for April 2022 with the man here. Today we have Dr. Jamar Montgomery presenting Wait Till I Get My Money Right, strategies for modern investment and wealth building for Black men and communities of color. Definitely excited to have this brother with us today, man. This dude is somebody that I have known for around about 12, 13 years.
15
years. Dang, time moves fast, man. This cat is first and foremost, I know him as a part of my fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. But this cat just has a really incredible and dynamic story, man. Basically, he was a child prodigy, child genius. So my man finished college. He finished his bachelor's really early in mechanical engineering, or is mechanical engineering?
Yep.
Mechanical engineering out at Cal State LA, and was flourishing in that field, but just had a penchant for challenging himself academically. And so he he veered very far from engineering and decided to pursue law school. So he completed law school out at Southern University at HBCU in Louisiana. Amazing cat, man. After that, he started to teach political science actually at Southern University for a little bit before running for office. Aside from that, you know, he's always been in different interesting hobbies and things like that. So I know this cat has his pilot's license, so he knows how to fly planes. And about 7 or maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, I started to see him bubbling about this thing called Bitcoin. About 6 or 7 years ago, you know, I know he was always ahead of the pack and things like that. So he was talking about this and hyping it up, but you know, people weren't really catching on, right? And then about 2 years ago, things started to bubble a little bit more, start to gain a little ground, but you know, it was really paying off for those who have been in that stratosphere, in that space for a while. And so in having conversations with you all, we know that you're, you know, always looking to improve and increase your financial literacy skill set. And so I thought that this would be a great guy to come and talk to you all and just share some knowledge and some love, but also just to bring him into the community to see what type of sharp and talented brothers are coming out of him, man. So without further ado, I'm gonna pass it over to Dr. Jamar Montgomery.
Thank you, brother Antonio. I appreciate you, and welcome all the gentlemen of A2MEND. I am so ecstatic and so happy to be here because these kinds of groups are important, especially for Black men that are elevating themselves, that are focusing on improving themselves and wanting to be leaders, not only in their families, but also in their communities and in their state and in their nation. So when we start talking about what it means to be Black men, what it means to be strong Black men, we first have to look within ourselves and then start expanding out our group and connecting with brothers like yourself. So I'm so happy to be part of a group like this. Once again, my name is Jamar Doc Montgomery. Some people call me Dr. Jamar Montgomery. Other people call me a hellraiser. Other people call me a disruptor, but I hope that you call me brother. So I'm so excited to be here, and I'm going to start it off like this. I want you all to repeat after me. Wealth creation is the new civil rights movement. So if I can't see you, if I just want to see you guys saying it, wealth creation is the new civil rights movement.
Wealth creation is the civil rights movement.
Okay, so what am I saying? I'm saying, what are you willing to get your head cracked open for? Are you willing to get your head cracked open for integration? Are you willing to get your head cracked open to make sure that your family has a legacy? To make sure that your community has a legacy, to make sure that your kids are taken care of, that they can go to the best schools, that they can have the best education, that they can have the best life. Without economics, all your politics is just theater. But when you have actual economics backing you up, you are powerful. In our country, the 3 languages that the United States understands is money, power, and violence. Now, Money is part of power, and violence is a part of power. And long before you ever need physical violence, if you're able to handle it with money violence and money power, you are powerful. Money can be utilized as a weapon. Money can be utilized as a shield. And so it's very important for us to be very hyper-focused and intentional about building wealth in our community, building wealth in terms of our financial wealth, our spiritual wealth, our health wealth, right? Because the number one wealth that we have is our health. So how you gonna win if you ain't right within? If our mind, our body isn't right, then nothing else will matter, because all of our wealth and all of our riches and all the things that we obtain happens through the efforts of our mind and through our body. So first, making sure that our minds and our bodies are aligned and in sync with gathering as much wealth as we can. And that first wealth starts with our health. Then next, moving on to our economics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see, share the screen. And we're going to go here. We'll go share. All right, gentlemen. So as y'all can see, I was looking up some property earlier today. I'm a real estate investor as well. So let's see if it'll allow me to make this view slideshow. All right, can y'all all see that? Perfect. So welcome to the exciting world of cryptocurrencies. My name is Dr. Jamar Montgomery. I'm going to just run through my little spiel real quick. Here we have is the pyramids. I went to Egypt a few years back in 2016. And the crazy part about it, in 2016, that's actually when I got involved in crypto. So I had a bunch of life-changing events that happened to me in 2016, including I worked for the largest management consulting firm for the Department of Defense, Booz Allen Hamilton. I went to Egypt, and then I got involved in this thing called cryptocurrency that everybody was calling a fad and calling a fraud and calling all those things. And guess what? 6 years later, it's on Bloomberg, it's on Forbes, it's on CNN, it's on MSNBC. The same way how the pyramids have stood the test of time, crypto is here to stay, an information age, and the monetization of the information age is here. So who am I? I'm Jamar Doc Montgomery, aka the crypto politician. This is what you're seeing me there is I was at I do this for real. I do this in real life. Civil rights work. I was a juvenile public defender. I was a mechanical engineer. I'm finishing up my MBA this summer, but I'm also a businessman. So I wear many hats. I do a lot of things. I have done a lot of things, but now my primary lane is crypto law and politics. Crypto law and politics. Why is that my lane? Because crypto is the future, and law is how you determine who gets resources and who doesn't, and politics is how those resources get to those people. I thought a non-coiner said something. All these years that people was calling crypto a fad, that I thought a non-coiner said something. You did say something. You said something, and I was trying to say something back to you, but nobody listens to the genius. But it's okay. Y'all are here. Y'all listening to me. Y'all see the future, and that's why y'all are here, because you guys are invested in your future. You guys are invested in your development, and these people and these brothers are invested in your development. So I'm so happy to be here talking with y'all. So why cryptocurrency? Why cryptocurrency? I want to make this a little interactive. Anybody has a reason why we need to be involved in cryptocurrency?
The thing is actually turning digital, and because it's turning digital, yes, the government was talking about printing more money, but at the expense of printing more money, you don't have the resources to actually accommodate that money. So what's the better way to do it? Digital. And because a lot of people, you lose cash, a lot of things in America, we lose money. So, yeah.
Oh man, that is an excellent answer. That is an excellent answer. Anybody else?
Yeah, create generational wealth with no cap.
Absolutely, absolutely. So both of those answers are correct. And let's dive in deep into it. When the brother said, that was Brother Spencer, correct? That said, when you print all this money, you gotta have somewhere else for it to go. And the challenge is where do I put it? The assets that I've been normally putting it into, like real estate, stocks, bonds, if I put it into there, then just the values of those things just go up and skyrocket, right? Versus if I find other assets that I can create where I can put this money into, right? Because all these assets are just vaults, right? Are just vaults or sponges. And I need something to sponge it up. So cryptocurrency is another asset that allows us to do that. But cryptocurrency particularly is one of those assets that in one sense or form has always been here, but we just didn't know how to monetize it. I'll give you an example. We've always had, some of us may have had extra cars, right? But we didn't know what to do with it. Then all along came Turo, and it gave us a way of monetizing an asset that we've already had. Airbnb, we've all had our homes, but sometimes we might be gone, but now we found a way of monetizing an asset that we've already had. Well, cryptocurrencies is just cryptographic technology that you found a new way of monetizing it. Am I making sense? Give me a 1 in the chat if I am making sense. Give me a 2 if you lost. For sure. For sure, for sure. For sure. 1.5, 1.5. All right, we're going to get you to a 1. We're going to get you to a 1. We're going to get you closer to a 1 than a 2. So let's see. Well, how do I invest in cryptocurrency? How do I invest in cryptocurrency? And one of the ways I invest in cryptocurrency is the easiest ways is through an exchange called Coinbase or Gemini or crypto.com. These are exchanges that allow you to exchange cryptocurrency for United States dollars, right? Now, most people are like, man, what the hell is cryptocurrency? What is it? What is it? I hear this Bitcoin stuff. I hear them Ethereum, right? You got people walking up to you like Tyrone, like, you got any more of them Bitcoins, right? Why Bitcoin and why cryptocurrency? Well, the better question to answer is how cryptocurrency works. And cryptocurrency acts as venture capitalism for poor people, or otherwise venture capitalism for the 99%. What we know is that 1% of the world's population controls about anywhere to 45 to 54% of the world's assets. And there are investment opportunities that are available to these people that aren't necessarily available to everyday people. And cryptocurrency and Web3 allows everyday individuals like us to literally become millionaires off of $1,000 or a few $1,000s of investment. So those 10 and 20, 50, 100x returns that were normally only available to these private equity firms or these venture capital firms, which are basically just a bunch of rich people who pulled their money together, invested in some small companies, and those companies just exploded. Those were only usually available to people who were in the 1% or even the top 9.9%. But now we have cryptocurrency that allows those kinds of opportunities to be available to everybody. Am I making sense? Give me a 1 if I'm making sense. Give me a 2 if you're still lost. Oh, we turned some of those 1.5s into 1s. Oh, here we go. All right. So we've gone over how do we invest in cryptocurrency, right? We invest in cryptocurrency. We invest in cryptocurrencies through these exchanges, but there's other opportunities that allow us to invest in cryptocurrencies outside of the exchanges. One for 80% of the people, almost 90% of the people, your way of on-ramping or onboarding into crypto is through one of these three main exchanges. So the next question is, I've gone through, you're like, Doc, I've opened up a Coinbase account. I've opened up my Gemini account or my crypto.com account. Now, what do I do with it? I've bought this particular coin. You've told me what coin to buy, right? And I'm gonna give you guys some. I'm gonna give you guys the coins that I've bought that I'm long on. You guys get that. I normally give that to my clients, but since y'all are here and I love y'all brothers and y'all bringing me into the fold, I have something to contribute. So you've bought your coins, right? You've bought your coins. Like, okay, now what do I do with it? Now you can either keep it on the exchange or you can store it in what we call a wallet. All your cryptocurrency goes in a wallet. The same way that your money goes into your wallet, well, there's a thing called a digital wallet. And MetaMask is a digital wallet that lives on your phone or lives on your computer. The Trust Wallet, the same thing. And this little thing right here, we call this a ledger. And that ledger on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, that ledger is what's known as a hard wallet, which means that it's an actual, like almost like a USB key that gives you access to your cryptocurrency. So you've bought your first cryptocurrency. Now you're getting ready to store your cryptocurrency. Now what? All right, well, what do I use for research? I might want to buy some more. I might buy some more cryptocurrency. So what else do I use? Well, there's great website that I use. It's called Coinmarketcap.com. And it gives you a list of, here we have, when I last did this presentation, 17,000 cryptocurrencies that were being traded on 458 exchanges with a market cap of $1.6 trillion. That's 1.6 T. That's 1,000 Bs, right? 1 trillion, $1.6 trillion. Another website that I use is CoinGecko.com. And then the beautiful thing about cryptocurrency is it's transparent, meaning I can see every transaction on the network as it's happening. Every transaction that has ever happened, I can look at it and analyze it. And we do that through what we call a blockchain explorer. And for this particular one, Etherscan is a very popular one because it's being used for Ethereum. So the beauty in that is that you can verify whether or not you can verify where your money is gone. You can send it, literally go on the computer, go on your wallet and send cryptocurrency to people. Particularly, I'm trying to onboard as many people as I can in crypto because it's easier to pay them in crypto than it is for them to pay them in cash sometimes. Somebody might have Zelle, but you don't have Zelle, they have Venmo, or somebody has Venmo, but they don't have Cash App, or somebody's got Cash App, but they don't have PayPal, those kinds of things. With crypto, you can send Ethereum directly to somebody's wallet and then pay them in that way. Now, they'll have to offboard, right, through an exchange, but being able to actually send value and send money to them is very easy in the cryptocurrency space. Now, do I have any questions before I move on? I don't want to lose anybody.
You were talking about the ledger, right?
Yep.
So in terms of that, if there was a case scenario where the ledger comes up, let's just say missing, how would you recover your funds if that were able to happen? Can you expand upon that?
Yes, you'll be able to recover your wallet by utilizing what we know as a seed phrase. So a seed phrase is like a 12 to 24 words that are used to restore your particular wallet. So let's say you lost the wallet. You'd be able to restore your wallet by utilizing that seed phrase. In crypto, the more responsibility comes on you because you are your own bank. So all the security, all of that is now on you. But with that, with the responsibility comes also the greater control and greater share of the wealth building, right? So when we utilize Bank of America or Wells Fargo and any of these other banks, a lot of the reason why they charge you the fees that they do is because they're responsible for the cybersecurity. They're responsible for customer service. With crypto, there's very little to, if any, customer service. Now with the exchange, there might be some customer service, but as far as doing the transactions and all of that, that's all on you. But as a result of you having total control over that, you also have the responsibility of keeping your wallet safe. Am I making sense? Give me a 1 if I'm making sense. Give me a 2 if I'm not.
I got one more question, quick question.
Go ahead.
So if you like say you were when you were talking about sending money, like if you don't have like the same type of money transfer, like digital money transfer like Zelle or Venmo, you send it on Ethereum or like crypto.
Yes.
If you send somebody like Ethereum, would they be able to like just keep it and let it grow, or do they have to like immediately like take that out and just like cash it out basically?
That's a great question. I prefer to be paid in crypto because I like that a lot of times my Ethereum appreciates, so they can keep it in their wallet or they can cash it out. It all depends on if they might be short on some money, then they might want to take a little honey out on a date or something and need that cash and is low on cash, right? I've had crypto that I've had for 4 or 5 years that I cashed out in order to pay for my office. So you can have it stayed in your wallet, or you can have it stay in your wallet and let it just keep appreciating, or you can cash it out. I personally like to treat crypto as 2 things: as the highest interest savings account that you'll ever have, or as recession insurance. That's how I treat it.
Okay, appreciate that.
No problem, no problem. Brother asked on, when you get a chance, can you speak on USDT? USDT is a type of cryptocurrency, and it's what we know as a stable coin. It's created by a company called Tether, and it's a stable coin. And basically what it is it's a way of utilizing cryptocurrency as streamlined digital payments. So if I wanted to be able to pay somebody a dollar equivalent, right, a dollar equivalent of crypto, USDT is an option of doing that. In fact, what a lot of people do that are traders is when the market is very volatile, or when the market is starting to go down, they'll offload their offload whatever cryptocurrency that they have and putting it into a stable coin like Tether, USDT, so that they don't lose any money. And then when they want to get back into the market, then they swap the USDT for whatever cryptocurrency that they have. One of the advantages of that is it's a crypto to crypto transfer, so you don't have to necessarily worry about the taxes that you incur as a result of that. Somebody else had a question, said, if you get paid through cryptocurrency, do you pay taxes? Uncle Sam is always going to want his. And particularly Uncle Sam wants his on your capital gains, especially when you offload from crypto to USD or fiat currency, what we know as fiat currency, or them greenbacks, right? Or anytime that it touches a United States bank account. So yes, you do pay taxes on cryptocurrency. And that is why it's so important for you to utilize cryptocurrency in a very smart manner. And what I mean by a smart manner is make sure that you have some tax shelters set up, like some real estate that helps you with some of those capital gain taxes and shelter some of your income or some of those capital gains that you have. The next question that I got was, what are your thoughts on Shiba Inu? I mean, people have made money off of Shiba Inu, but it's not necessarily my cup of tea. But if you've made money off of Shiba Inu, more power to you, more power to you. But I like to focus on coins that have actual utility and do solve a problem within the blockchain and cryptocurrency space. Go ahead and ask your questions in the chat, but I'm going to go ahead and move on. And I'm going to get to some more questions. I'm going to get to some more questions after these next couple of slides. So where can I invest? There's plenty of places that you can invest in cryptocurrency. Can anybody tell me what's that in the top left-hand corner?
NFTs.
That's an NFT. What particular brand of NFT is that?
It's Bored Yacht 8 Club.
Yep, Bored Ape Yacht Club. Yep.
Bored Ape Yacht Club, yeah. Bored Ape
Yep.
Yacht Club.
I met a few people, know a few people who have some Bored Apes, and they're just doing lovely. Let's see. So those are NFTs, right? Some of them are artwork, some of them are videos. So some of it is art, but NFTs are really going to revolutionize the entire industry. They've only just been focused on art and music right now, but you can literally utilize NFTs to reward loyalty, to act as tickets, to act as receipts and verification. So NFTs are definitely the future. The way that they're being used right now, it only scratches the surface of some of the utility. The top right-hand corner, you can play literal games that are on the blockchain and in the web and get paid through cryptocurrency to play those games and then transfer that out. Like, it's ways to make money. The bottom left-hand corner, that is the metaverse. We've been hearing about the metaverse as if the metaverse is anything new, and all the metaverse is us taking full advantage of high-speed internet and being able to create rich digital environments on the web that you can interact with. So imagine doing online shopping, and instead of just seeing a 2D picture of whatever it is that you're buying, you can actually see it in 3D and interact with it. And in some cases, I know people who've developed technology that allows you to try on clothes, allows you to try on the clothes before you buy them. Wild stuff, man, wild stuff. It's just another interactive layer on top of the internet, more richer and interactive layer on top of the internet. The bottom right-hand corner was something is known as DeFi, Decentralized Finance. So basically creating a new financial system, and things that were normally handled by big banks now are being automated and being created by computers. So there's just so many opportunities in the crypto space because this is a new paradigm shift versus just a quick thing that we have. Let's see. What's the next one that we're going to go to? Okay, I'm gonna answer some more questions. Says Junior asked me, if you hold your money on a fiat wallet, does it raise up by 9% each year? Are you saying that does it increase in value by 9% each year? If that's the question that you're asking, I'm going to say it raises by whatever interest rate that it raises by. Whatever, that's dependent on a lot of factors. Depends on the number of users, the amount of use, the amount of money that is flowing into it, the amount of hype that's around it. So I hope I answered that question. Mr. Mo, he asked, what are names of the apps? Which apps are you talking about?
The games.
Oh, the games. Oh, there's Axie Infinity, but Axie Infinity just got hacked for $600 million a couple weeks ago. There's Meta Racer X. There's tons of games. There's tons of games. If you go to CoinGecko.com or Coinmarketcap.com and you click on categories, you can actually see the games that are available for you to play. There are horse racing games. There's a poker game called Poker, Polker, that they just raised a bunch of money that allows you to play poker in the Web3 and blockchain space. So yes, there are just plenty of them. If you type in crypto games, you'll be able to find it.
Quick question, bro, before you go any further.
Yes.
Because you just breezed over that real quick. You said they got hacked for $600 million.
I sure did.
What does that translate into when you're speaking to someone about getting into the crypto game? Like when things like that happen,
yes,
how does that affect the consumer, so to speak?
Absolutely. So oftentimes the way that it affects the consumer, if the actual exchange or the actual platform gets hacked, it affects the public integrity and public brand of that particular platform. What happens during that time? A lot of people say, "Oh, this is unsafe," and they end up selling whatever they have, and as a result, the price goes down. So the same way that when these major companies have hacks, Like, we're not just talking about crypto companies. We're talking about companies that are on the Fortune 500, that are Fortune 500 companies when they get hacked, right? It's a egg in their face and a mark against their brand. Some instances, it's the actual, in some instances, it's the actual users that get hacked. In other cases, it's the actual platform that gets hacked, and their treasury that they have in reserves is how they get siphoned off. So trying to get people involved in crypto is recognizing that the same cybersecurity risks that any other company, whether it be a crypto company or whether it be an in real life company, the same concerns and same risks that they have with cybersecurity still exist. And pardon me if I'm talking quick. I love this stuff. I'm so passionate about this stuff. So I'm glad that you slowed me down. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, for the most part, it answered it. But just a re-explanation, that platform that was hacked, what is their position? That wasn't a form of cryptocurrency. Was it an exchange, or what was their particular function, or what is their function?
Axie Infinity is a game. They're a game. And so what happens is as you play the game, they would reward the players with tokens. So they had a token reserve that they utilized to be able to reward people. And that token reserve is what got hacked.
Got you. So it wasn't along the lines of what a person invested into Bitcoin being hacked. Got it. All right, cool.
Correct. Did I answer your question thoroughly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So we talked about where we can invest, right? And so let's talk about, just get a little bit into how. Let's get a little bit into just the how, right? Or some of the what, right? There you got people who do day trading, and that's from a 1 hour to 3 day time span. You have people who do swing trading, right? And there is from 3 days to 90 days. Then you have the short-term investors, which are people who are invested from 3 months to a year. And then you have the long-term investors who are over a year. I like to stay on the long-term investor side because I understand that space a lot better. I have done some day trading. I don't like it. I have done some swing trading. I like that a little bit better. But with everything, it requires study. From myself particularly, I understand the long game. I have the long-term vision on crypto, and I've been involved in crypto since 2016. So by that, it's looking at what does crypto provide, and what do I see as a direction that it's going, and then that's how I make my investments. So for individuals like yourself who are focused on generational wealth, what I would encourage you to do is start looking at crypto, and then say, all right, they're building games on crypto. There's building games on crypto, and all cryptocurrency is, or blockchain is just another layer on top of the internet. It's literally what it is. It's just another layer on top of the internet that you now as an individual can have an ownership piece in. So with that, it's saying, all right, what are some of the things that are going to be needed in this space? I know that more security is going to be needed in this space. So what are some of the companies that are focused on cybersecurity, particularly in the blockchain space? What are some of the companies that are helping to facilitate easier transactions within the blockchain space? What are some of the companies that are focused on what we know as KYC AML? KYC AML is know your customer and anti-money laundering, which is something that is extremely important and particularly necessary for anybody that wants to do anything in banking here in the United States. So those are some of the things that are available for you to look at and available for you to invest in. I talked about, let's go back here. Day trading and swing trading, right? Technical charting and volume are your tools. As an investor, you're looking at more fundamental analysis. What I'm going to give you guys is the framework that I use for making some of my decisions. Fundamental analysis, coin supply, utility, security, privacy, team, and mining. So coin supply, how many coins are available, right? Utility, what does it actually do? Security, what kind of protocol does it use to help keep it secure? Privacy, is my information, is the coin focused on making sure that everything is transparent, and their people's identities are transparent, or is it focused on making sure that the transactions are transparent, but the people's identities are kept private? What kind of team is involved in the project? So do these people have experience in the crypto space? Who are their advisors? What are some of the other companies that are investing in them? And then mining, is this a coin that you have to have a computer on and constantly mining a coin? And what mining means is I'm going through and validating and verifying transactions on the blockchain. And when I validate and verify those transactions on the blockchain, I'm rewarded for that because I'm helping to add to the security of the entire blockchain. Ebba, he asked me, am I saying your name correctly, Ebba?
Yeah, you got it.
He said, well, correct me if I'm wrong, brother, because I like to have it correct.
No, yeah, it's Ebba.
Okay, perfect. What are some of the examples of the utilities or what the coins do? Some of the coins facilitate easier transactions. I'll give you an example. So I'll have Ethereum, but I might have USDC or USDC. Normally I would have to only buy one or the other. Now there's services that are available that allow me to swap one for the other. In the past, that wasn't possible. So there were companies that made that made that easier. The name of that one of those companies was called Uniswap. And then SushiSwap did the same thing. So it allowed me to swap coins for one for another. So that's a utility that's needed in the space. Let's go next. So fundamental analysis, right? Coin supply, is it a limited versus limited? I like to look at coins that particularly for investment and opportunities for 1 year, anywhere from 3 months to a year. I like to look at ones that have 100K to 10 million supply. Utility, is it a protocol? Is it a DApp, or is it a currency, or is it a stable coin? Like I said earlier, security / mining, is it proof of stake or proof of work? The number of full nodes and node growth. And we can go into this in more detail later, but these are just some of the things that I utilize. Privacy, anonymous versus pseudonymous. Team, venture capital funders, venture capital funding. How much money have they gotten? What's the quality of their white paper? Who are some of the advisors, and what's the uniqueness of the offering, right? And then mining, average power consumption. So these are some of the things that I look at as factors when evaluating coins. Utility, right? Utility, protocols are for building, dApps are for using, currencies are for transferring. So think about it in this way, in this pyramid, right? The protocol, Ethereum, the protocol at the bottom, and then there's a dApp built on top of it, and that's Uniswap, right? That provides some level of utility on top of the protocol. And then you have USDT, which is a currency, which allows me to be able to transfer, right? So protocols are for building, dApps are for using, and currencies are for transferring. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. So these are for some of my more financial, not financially literate, but more financially advanced people who go into ratios. I tell people prices mean little, returns mean everything. And the reason why returns mean everything in crypto is because I can buy a piece of Bitcoin. I could buy a piece of Ethereum. So I'm not necessarily locked out via the price. I'm more concerned about what's my ROI. So I go on my return. What's my risk? What's my downside risk? What's my Sharpe ratio? What's my Sortino ratio? Other ratios are Kalmar ratios and Sterling ratios, and the downside risk acceleration, right? I like utilizing risk acceleration because it gives me an opportunity to be able to better understand how quickly things are moving, because things move quickly in the crypto space. So downside risk acceleration and return acceleration. That's just how much of a nerd I am. And these are some of the ways of understanding, right? The formulas form, the Sharpe ratio. The Sharpe ratio is important because the Sharpe ratio allows you to verify, to evaluate cryptocurrencies against other assets. So you take the return of your portfolio, in this case would be whatever cryptocurrency that you're focused on, and then the return rate of a risk-free asset over the deviation over the portfolio's excess return, or basically the standard deviation, the risk of it. What is a risk-free asset? Particularly, a risk-free asset that's normally used is the treasury bond, right? Because it says that regardless of what happens, you will always get paid on a treasury bond. I like using the Sharpe ratio to show the difference between crypto and the stock market. So if you said that crypto was risky, then I was going to say that, all right, then the stock market is risk-free, even though we know that it's not. But if I could show that you get a better return from crypto off of even the amount of risk that crypto has, and you get a better return off of crypto than you get in the stock market, then even though you say that it's risky, that's still on a per risk basis is better for you. You get better rewards for the same amount of risk by investing in crypto than you do in the stock market. Am I making sense? Put a 1 in the chat if I'm making sense, put a 2 if I'm not. And once again, this is, go ahead.
Can you repeat that, please?
Basically what I'm saying is if I had the choice of investing in crypto or investing in stock, right? I have the return of stock, I have the return of that I get from crypto, and then I have the risk of crypto, meaning the standard deviation. That's how we define risk in the financial world. The standard deviation from the return. If I'm going to say that the stock market, if I'm going to argue that the stock market is a safer investment than crypto, then I have to evaluate the risk portfolio of the stock and also evaluate the risk and return portfolio of crypto. And when I evaluate those two things, when I evaluate those two things, I can see objectively which one is a better investment for me to get into. So if I had the same amount of risk, in both of them, but I get a better return in crypto, then even though you say that the stock market is safer, you're actually better off for the amount of risk that you're going to take. You're better off in investing in crypto. Did I answer that question?
Yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Here, once again, just going through the Sharpe ratio. At this current time, the Sharpe ratio was lower. And once again, I was going against what the stock market was doing. So it gave me a way of evaluating whether or not I should be invested in the crypto market more, or whether I should be invested in the stock market more. The Sortino ratio I really like because nobody's worried about everybody's worried about when the stock goes down or the crypto goes down, not when it goes up. So what the Sortino ratio does is it measures the downside risk of the stock or of the crypto or whatever asset that you're doing. So I like utilizing the Sortino ratio because that lets me know on a downside risk basis how much return that I should be expecting to get.
Can I jump in for 1 second, brother?
Please.
I'm personally moving closer to it too. So let me ask you a question that's going to dumb it down for me, okay?
Good.
While you were speaking, I was looking at Bitcoin and I was looking at their 5-year performance, right?
Yeah.
Looking at the fact that when it was introduced, it was about, and forgive me if I'm incorrect, but let's just say it about 1,000 a coin. At its height, maybe a year, 2 years ago, it was at 60,000 or so, right? And in the past couple of months, it's fluctuated anywhere between 40 to almost 50,000, right?
Yes.
Why is it that Bitcoin has blown up the way that it has? And then I think I looked at Apple too, just to give a comparison or do a comparison. And it's fluctuated, but a share of Apple is on the low $40, on the high 125, 130 bucks. Why is it has that Bitcoin has blown up the way it has in these past 2 years and not other cryptocurrencies to that extent?
Other cryptocurrencies have exploded in like Bitcoin on a ratio basis, but not necessarily on a price basis. So remember at the beginning, I said prices mean nothing, returns mean everything, right?
Right.
So there have been other cryptocurrencies that have had experienced 1,000, 10,000% growth, but they were at 0.001 and then jumped up to $1, right? So
Gotcha.
in that you may not necessarily know about the price of it, but you experience the returns of it. So Bitcoin has been that much because it's got more of the mind share of all the other cryptocurrencies versus these other cryptocurrencies that are smaller but are much greater investment opportunities. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I get it. And that connects the dot to what you had just restated right there. It's about the return, not the price. Got it.
Yes. Yes. Mr. Mo asks, what's the worst thing that could happen with investing in cryptocurrency? Few things could happen. The company goes out of business, or the project goes out of business and has no more support and goes to zero. But that's the same thing with any other company. That can happen as well. Another thing that can happen is you can get hacked. The same thing that can happen with any other company, right? So the same risk that you have with any other company, of the company going bankrupt, of the company being hacked, of money being stolen, you have those same risks. Just with crypto is the attack vector is different, but the result is still the same. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but can you also mention the government policies can also affect the crypto as well?
Absolutely. So government regulation has a big thing to do with it. And that's one of the reasons why I call myself the crypto politician, is because of being able to help bridge the gap between the Web3 and crypto world and the government. A lot of people in Web3 and the crypto space don't understand the importance of interfacing with the government so that it's treated like a paradigm shift that needs to be guided versus something that just needs to be regulated. Did I answer your question, James?
Yes, you did.
Perfect.
When you speak of the government, considering that this is a worldwide phenomenon, is there any, obviously we're most concerned about America to a certain extent, but is there any one country that has a negative view of cryptocurrency and sees it as being detrimental to whatever else they or we have going on?
Every central bank is worried about cryptocurrency because they don't really understand how the global market works, how the global economy works. So they barely have a handle on it. And so now you have a disruptive technology like cryptocurrency. They're afraid of it. Yet it's gotten so much momentum that they'd be foolish to go against it. So now what they're trying to do is shape the conversation and create something that they have more control over through like central bank digital currencies. The one country that you can say like is against cryptocurrency, but they're not really against cryptocurrency, is China, because China has banned all cryptocurrencies. But guess what they've done is they've created their own. So China wants to utilize cryptocurrency as a surveillance and authoritarianism tool, but still are utilizing it for their own purposes.
So in a lot of regards, it's almost how they're treating marijuana in a sense.
Exactly. Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. So this right here is just some of the other speaking engagements that I've had. One thing I did not tell you guys that I forgot to mention to you guys was that I'm also one of the original cryptocurrency instructors for Dr. Boyce Watkins, the Black Business School and the Black Crypto Club. So this is something that I'm very passionate about. Over here in the top left-hand corner was me giving a presentation at the U.S. Africa Business Exchange and Opportunities Conference, talking about blockchain and developing as tools for developing nations. The top right and bottom right is me speaking on the Todd Capital Millionaire podcast, which is also another brother that is a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. And particularly, he's a member of the Musi chapter, which is also where Antonio's from. And it's actually Antonio's line brother. I was talking about cryptocurrency there. And then this is me speaking at the Promoting Positive Success conference a few years back. So I've been in this space for a number of years. I teach in this space. I work in this space. I consult in this space. I'm consulting with a number of NFT projects. I'm finishing up a pitch deck for how to utilize blockchain in politics and in voting. So yes, I do this stuff. This right here is just a little bit more information for you guys to understand. If blockchain was a city, then the dApps, or what we call distributed apps, would be the houses, the buildings, and the structures, the things that are built on top of it, right? The tokens would be the vehicles. Scaling and interoperability layers would be the streets and freeways. Like, I can move faster on a freeway than I can move on a street, right? The blockchain protocol would be the actual city's ground and foundation. The IT infrastructure would be the pipes and the electrical wires. The wallets would be the citizens and the users. And the miners, the people who are helping keep the entire city running, would be the city power, water, and engineering department. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
So some of the tools that I have worked on was a screener that helped me decide which cryptocurrencies to go after. So I created a screener. The next thing that I'm working on right now is doing the tracking part, which is predictive analytics. I also have a certificate in machine learning and data science from MIT. So utilizing that skill set. And then next, utilizing smart contracts to actually automate the process of trading them for me. What you guys see here is what we know in the Defense Department as the kill chain, which is detect, track, and engage. And that picture that you see, that missile launching, that's actually the system that I used to work on when I worked for the United States Navy. I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of my launches, as a matter of fact. So that is the end of my presentation. I wonder if you guys have any questions. Feel free to let me know.
Yeah, I was wondering, besides BlockFi, which is the next best website to invest in interest stablecoin interest accounts?
I prefer more staking than I do utilizing stablecoin than staking. I prefer staking other cryptocurrencies than staking stablecoins. I know BlockFi is one of the platforms. Gemini Earn is another one. Coinbase Earn is another one as well. So those are good ones. Are good ones to use. But there's a more comprehensive list. I've done more trading than I have done staking, but now I'm transitioning into being serious about doing more staking, because while I'm just sitting on this crypto, I could literally be earning on it.
Maybe I missed this part of it, but can you talk more about staking? Because I staked some Ethereum, I think Ethereum 2, which is based off of Ethereum. but I don't quite understand, like, how do you know when your money's going to be released to be able to withdraw? I don't understand the process fully, if that makes sense.
Understood. So what staking is basically locking your coin into a treasury that allows for people to utilize that particular coin to swap. And as a result, you're paid as a result of doing that swap. So whether you just stake for a day, then you're paid a certain level of interest, or if you stake for a much longer period, you're getting much more interest, or to be the same interest rate, but the amount that you actually get is going to be dependent upon the amount of time that you have it. So staking your coin means that you've now made it available to what we know as a liquidity pool. So if I wanted to be able to trade, let's say I wanted to be able to trade iPads for, I need to be able to trade iPads for iPhones, right? Well, the only way that someone would be able to trade them is if they do it 1-to-1, right? I'd be able to do a 1-to-1. But what if somebody wants to do that at 2 a.m. and the other person only has their stuff available at 6? So what staking allows you to do is to have a reserve of a whole bunch of iPads that are just ready to go, and a reserve of a whole bunch of iPhones that are ready to go. So whenever somebody wants to make a swap, it's available to them. Well, during that time, you who own the iPad, who's staking it, you can't do anything with it. So they're rewarding you for making your cryptocurrency available for staking so that other people can utilize it. And then when you're done, you say, hey, I'm done staking, then it gets back released to you. And then, but you've also earned whatever currency as a result of you've earned more cryptocurrency as a result of the fees that are charged for them providing that service. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I have one follow-up question with that. So like, I know I stake my Ethereum too, but I'll have trouble figuring out like when it's no longer going to be staked. I don't know if I'm saying that properly, but
I remember when they first did the staking, they were requiring people to stake it for a year.
a year. Okay.
Yeah, but you might want to go back to the platform and go check.
Yeah, I was going to do that. I just
Yeah.
wanted to know where would you find that kind of information within the, because I think I did it on Coinbase or Coinbase Pro.
Okay, yeah.
So would it be within the app? I'm
Yep.
guessing in my, okay. All right, cool. And then you mentioned also too about you were mentioning different wallets that you use and how you identify which currencies you're going to go, or cryptocurrencies you're going to go after. Could you go into that a little bit more? Like, is it kind of an equation that you use, or is it based off of certain patterns within a coin that you look for? Or
I have certain parameters that I utilize. And if you guys are interested in that, if anybody's got programming backgrounds, I will love to work with you guys on that. It's going to be a tool that I plan on offering to people. I've offered it to some of my clients that are interested, and they've been very happy with it, but it's been time for me to go ahead and expand on it. I just know that I'm a better business developer than I am a programmer, even though I know how I can program. I programmed the first screener. So if you have a programming background, that would be something I'd be interested in. So what I'm going to do is, you guys have my Instagram. I'm gonna put it in the chat. That is probably one of the easiest ways of getting in contact with me. Hit me up, send me your number, and we will chat.
perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. Any more questions? The Black Wall Street app. I haven't used the Black Wall Street app.
I got one question.
Yes.
If you were like, say you were barely starting to get into investing right now, would you say you would put it all into crypto, or you do put any of it into stocks?
I wouldn't put it into anything that I haven't researched. I wouldn't put it into anything I haven't researched. I did extensive research on cryptocurrency, so I was basically 70% crypto and 30% stocks.
Okay, I get you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're not gonna capitalize on Brother Dr. Montgomery's time anymore today. I don't know about y'all, but I have definitely been laced with some game that I want to take forward and things like that.
Definitely.
The way that bro moves is just admirable. You know, even being in those spaces, still willing to, you know, come back and be a part of the community and being a forward, positive young brothers such as yourself. So again, if you could just show some love in your reactions or in the chat, just for bro coming out today, we appreciate you for being with us, Dr. Montgomery. One of the things that we like to do is reward engagement and participation. So if you are on the chat, just put in the chat who you think was the most engaged during this conversation today. We're gonna have a little treat from Andrew. You not eligible though because you won the last prize, but anybody else, just put in the chat who you think is eligible for that.
Okay, so my name is Andrick, so that means Andrick's
Andrick,
available, right? Just not Andrew.
My bad, Andrick.
Okay.
My bad, Ray. But just put it in the chat who you think was the most engaged, and then I got something for you. All right, it looked like Spencer's is leading the pack. All right, but okay. All right, so Spencer, you look like you got it this time. So this is what I'm gonna do for you. If you haven't, get you a crypto wallet set up, and I'm gonna lace you with something. But just text me at this number when you have your crypto wallet and your crypto address set up, and we'll get you laced.
And let me know, Spencer, if you need any help doing that.
And then besides that, we want to thank you all for being here today.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Dr. Thanks. So I was yeah, I actually do have a wallet. I believe on Coinbase.
Okay.
But I was actually also going into crypto. I was actually messaging Dr. Montgomery on Instagram. So
Yep.
initiatives.
Yep. I just followed you back, brother.
Okay.
And I just sent you an inbox probably about 5 minutes ago, Doc.
Okay, perfect. All
It's
right, good.
Andrick 916.
Got you.
All right, y'all. So,
Hey, can you email the recording once it's done?
Yeah, I'll get it out to Brett, and he can distribute it to the Leadership Academy team.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this piece myself.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I had bad service, so I missed certain parts.
For sure. We'll make sure that.
Because I'm at work right now.
I'm gonna actually stop the recording.